The streets of Ravenswood were always shrouded in an unsettling silence, as if the very fabric of time had been unraveled, leaving behind a sense of perpetual dawn. The sky above was a deep, foreboding grey, like a bruise that refused to heal. Every morning, the townspeople would emerge from their homes, blinking away the remnants of their dreams, with no memory of who they were or how they got there. Fog crept in like a chill, veiling the faces of the residents as they stumbled through their daily routines. The once quaint shops now stood empty, their windows shattered, and their doors hanging crookedly from hinges that seemed to sag under the weight of forgotten dreams. Each day was a new beginning, yet every day was the same. As the residents went about their day, their footsteps echoed through the streets, casting long shadows that seemed to move of their own accord. The air was heavy with an unspoken fear, a collective dread that hung over the town like a miasma. No one knew what happened each night, only that they woke up again, with nothing. But as the days passed, people began to notice strange occurrences. Tools would go missing, only to reappear in the most unlikely places. Food would disappear from their homes, and reappear on their kitchen counters. It was as if something, or someone, was playing tricks on them. No one knew what, or who, but the feeling of being watched grew with each passing day. The residents of Ravenswood started to keep journals, trying to make sense of their lives. They wrote about their daily routines, their hopes and fears, and the strange events that occurred around them. But as the days went by, their journals began to change. Entries would be crossed out, rewritten, or even erased. It was as if someone, or something, was trying to erase their memories. As the town's residents grew more desperate, they turned to each other for answers. But every conversation led to more questions. Who was behind the strange occurrences? What was happening to their memories? And what lay beyond the veil of their eternal dawn? As the days turned into weeks, the residents of Ravenswood became increasingly paranoid. They started to question each other's sanity, and their own. Some began to suspect that they were not who they thought they were. Were they mere puppets, controlled by some unknown force? But one resident, a young woman named Sarah, began to experience something different. She would wake up each morning with fragments of memories, fleeting glimpses of a life she couldn't quite recall. She started to write down everything she remembered, hoping to piece together her past. As Sarah delved deeper into her memories, she began to uncover a dark secret. She remembered a figure, lurking in the shadows, watching her every move. She remembered the feeling of being trapped, of being held captive by some unseen force. With each new revelation, Sarah's fear grew. She knew she was getting close to the truth, but she also knew that she was running out of time. The figure in the shadows was closing in, and Sarah could feel its presence, watching her every step. In a desperate bid to uncover the truth, Sarah confronted the figure, but it was not what she expected. The figure was her own reflection, staring back at her with an unnerving grin. As she looked deeper into her own eyes, Sarah realized that she had been the one playing tricks on herself all along. And in that moment, the truth hit her like a ton of bricks: the town of Ravenswood was not a place, but a state of mind. The eternal dawn was not a physical phenomenon, but a psychological one. The residents were not waking up each morning with no memory, but with a new persona, a new identity, created by their own minds. The figure in the shadows was not a monster, but a reflection of their own fears and desires. And the town of Ravenswood was just a manifestation of their collective psyche, a place where they could hide from the world, and from themselves.